Hey guys, this is Rakesh from Dev Simplified. If you find this video as informative, just press thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Let's get into the topic. Today's topic is all about variables, how to create a variable, how to name a variable, types of variables, what is local variable and what are the limitations of it.
Variable. We can divide this name variable into two syllables, namely variable, able to vary. So as the name implies, ability to change. Literally, it represents a value which keeps on changing. The best example for variable in our real time is weather report, which includes temperature that always vary from place to place as well as time to time. Back to the topic, what is variable in Java? Let me address a variable in a simple way. Variable is just a container which is used to store only one value at a time. Or we can say it is similar to a storage unit. The next question arises in your mind is how to create a variable. In order to create a variable, we need to follow the syntax data type variable name equal to value. In this statement, the data type represents keywords and variable name represents identifier and the value represents literal. You could find a semicolon is being placed after the value, which basically represents the line has been ended. So we are telling the compiler that this is the end of the statement. Example, int sample count equal to 349099. Let me divide this statement. Data type space variable name is what we call as variable declaration. The meaning of this is creating a variable. And from variable name equal to value, that statement is what we can say as variable initialization, assigning a value to the variable. Next, we are going to see about naming convention, how to name a variable. So in this statement, int represents data type, so it is supposed to be in a lowercase. When it comes for sample count, that is a variable name, which is an identifier, that should be named by using a camel case. We call this case as camel case because it resembles the hump of the camel. For example, if your variable name is a combination of more than one word, then the first letter should be in lower and the following words can maintain init cap. Types of variable. Variable can be classified into three types, namely number 1, local variable, number 2, static variable, number 3, instance variable. Let's start with local variable. Any variable which is declared or say created inside a method is what we call as local variable. Open Eclipse and go to Windows, Perspective and change the perspective towards Java and make sure this Java tab has been selected. Go to File, New, Java Project and then create Java Simplified. I'm putting my project name as Java Simplified. Next and finish. So once the project is created, you could find a folder over there and that you could find inbuilt libraries, all these things. Okay, let me create a new class. New class. Give the package name as dev.simplified.java. Once the package name is given, then next choose a class name. I'm giving name as localVarDemo and I'm selecting the main method. And click finish. Finally, a class with the name localVarDemo has been generated. Next thing I want to do is please delete the auto-generated comments over there in the code. Let me declare a variable or say create a variable int sample count. So in this statement, I have created a variable. The next step is initialize a variable, that is assign a value to the variable. So I am assigning a value to the variable called as sample count. These two steps are nothing but declaration and initialization. So we can do both the steps in the same line as well, like float amount equal to 23457.456f. Since it is a floating value, so I am giving f over there. Let me print the variable sample count and amount using print statements and execute the program run as Java application. So once I execute the program, I could find the answers in the console. That's fine. Next, what I'm going to do is let me reinitialize the variable, that is reassigning a value to the variable sample count equal to 45 and amount equal to 90.345f. So let me print the variables again, sample count and amount. When I execute the program again, I could find 4 answers has been printed in the console. Okay, what exactly happening over here? How come variable is storing 2 values? Let me debug this program and find out what's happening in the backend. Change the perspective to debug and Click on line number 5 so that it becomes a breakpoint and debug the program as Java application. Once the debugging is started, you could find the cursor in the line number 9 of the main method. So here we are initializing a variable, so you could find the variable name sample count in the variable tab. Again, amount. So now you could find amount in the variable tab. So let me print it out. Next line. Again, next line. So variables have been printed in the console. Next, when I go for reinitialization, you could find the value is getting changed over here. So sample count has been changed to 45. Again, the amount will be changed to 90.345. Since it is proved that variable is storing only one value at a time. The next point in local variable is, local variable can be accessed or say used only inside a method, not outside a method. Let me access a local variable outside the method, say sample count equal to 345. Now it is throwing me a compile time error stating that the variable with the name sample count is not expected, is not found. Next point is, local variables must be initialized. If not, it causes an error, that is compile time error. So whenever you create a local variable, make sure that you are assigning a value to it. If not, when you access the local variables, it throws you an error for sure. Let me create a local variable called as status of type boolean data type. So after creating it out, I am not initializing the local variable. When I try to access it out, or say when I try to print it out, it throws me an error stating that local variable status may not have been initialized. So this scenario directly proves that local variables will not support default values. From today's topic, there is only one question that may appear as a technical aptitude question, that is, what will be the answer of this program? If you look into this program, there is a problem in it. Say the local variable count has not been initialized. So it directly throws me error, that is compile time error. What is the output of this program? Since int a b space c, so the identifier is having a blank space in it, so it throws a compile time error. Points to be highlighted. Point number 1. During reinitialization of a variable, the existing value which is present inside the variable will get erased and the new value will get stored in the variable. Point number 2. Always try to assign a value to the local variable in order to avoid unnecessary compile time errors. Point number 3, which is very most important, always try to follow naming convention as per industrial standard. So whenever you name a variable, you're supposed to follow camel case on it. And this is Rakesh signing off. If you like this video, just subscribe to our channel Dev Simplified and press the bell button for further updates.